Hey y'all, this is Cindy. I'm the Tireless Tangler, and you've arrived at day 58 of the 100 Days of Zentangle Project 2020. I want to thank you all over the world, beginners and experienced people alike. Thank you for coming and spending some tangling time with me today. Our tangle is going to be a beautiful one. It's called Hart-Ellie or Hart-Ellie, and it is by CZT Lee K. And this is so beautiful and so nice to draw. It's very zenful and lots of possibilities that we can play with. So let's get to it. I want to draw a fun string today, and I saw on Tangle Patterns that she had a fun version of this where she had drawn this tangle. It's a ribbon tangle, and that she had drawn it around a heart shape. Okay, that's a little wiggly heart shape. It might be too big. So I'm going to draw a heart. Maybe I'll just leave it that way. One big, one small. And I'm going to set it up the same way that she has it set up, that she has the heart set up in the tangle, okay? Now, as to what we're going to do with this, that is a good question. We can choose to pull our ribbon and go around this heart. We can use this and draw the tangle inside of the heart. You know, or you can disregard it and not use the string at all and do whatever you want to. So I've been trying to think of a way to show you the versatility of this pattern. And so I think I'm going to do this type of a string. And I think I'm going to use my, if I can find it, I'm going to use my Micron 01 in purple again today. I've really been enjoying this pen. It's got lots of ink in it, and that makes me happy. So let's do this tangle. So to begin with, I think I'm going to, no, I think I want to do a border around here. So what I'm going to do is, this tangle starts with a wavy line, okay? And so I'm going to start here on the string line. And I'm just going to keep the string line right there in the center of this. Uh-oh. Ooh. I did not think this through very well. How will that work? This will be going like this. Let's just end that there. And then we'll do another string like this. So the next thing we want to do after we have our wavy line, whether it's straight or turned, is we want to mirror it from the other, no, I'm wrong. I take that back. The next thing we want to do is aura this wiggly wavy line, okay? And so make a nice careful aura. Remember, an aura is a parallel line that runs parallel to an existing line and follows its form. Auras can be straight or curvy, whatever the shape of the line that it is running next to determines its shape. This one is going to be, oh, that's the right size. A little disappointing, I have a feeling. I am not taking my time. Okay, so now we're going to mirror this. And so we're going to start at the narrow portion, or wherever you have decided to start this. See if I can keep it in frame. And we're going to go mirror fashion here. This is what's called an OG grid. I think that's how you say it. I might be wrong. I'm not really I don't know a lot about grids because I don't tend to use them very much. However, this is just a joy to draw. I think you guys are really going to appreciate it and appreciate its versatility. This is lovely as a single line ribbon. That's going to be very misshapen down there. I don't know how we're going to get that, but okay. And the next thing is to aura this. All of the wavy lines you put down, you're going to want to make an aura the next step after you draw them. I don't like that angle. Let's do this. And I'll be able to see where I'm going. Strangely, that really helps. Okay, we're going to see what happens in that last one. Okay, so let me show you this tangle first. Step it out in this ribbon right here. And then I'll set you loose and we'll just explore and see what we can come up with, okay? So in the step out, she has you start in the center with your first bump, as she calls it, of your heart, okay? And then she has you go back and fill in this second part, all right? And then, so this one would go and you're just going to draw them in, and each heart is going to go in opposite directions as you travel. So the ones pointing down will all go the same direction. The ones pointing up will go in the same direction. Okay, so let's put some more in and see how it goes. I am going to draw this a little bit differently. I have found for me that the flow works better if I start on this side, make the heart all the way around, and then end up down there. And then when I come up from here, same thing. And I find that very natural and easy to draw. You can even try this and just continue on to the next section in a continual line. Well, that's kind of messy, but you get what I'm saying. Like you're drawing the two of them in one stroke together. Here you go. I really like drawing them in this way. It's very zenful to go from one heart to the next. My hand is very familiar with that, drawing that pattern, of course, because I'm female. So I am just following the line of the ribbon, the curve. So you don't have to sweat it much if your hearts are a little funky, and then, or small. I'm going to stick a little tiny one in here. And the last part of this tangle is then to black around each of these hearts until you have them sort of sculpted to look the way you would like them to look. So just go into each little space, each interstice. Ooh, I wonder what singular is for that. So you can see here that if you define around, that even the funky heart shapes are cool looking, right? And then you just continue to take your ink up and fill all of these holes. Until you have a pretty little, very sort of Art Deco-y kind of a tangle. It's really, really pretty. It's easy to do, and I have really enjoyed embellishing and the different ideas that I can have from that. Take your time while you're inking. Remember to breathe. If your stomach is all antsy and you're wanting to rush through, take some nice deep belly breaths. So I did a tile earlier with this purple micron, and of course microns are supposed to be color fast and archival ink, which means that they should be able to get wet and still be there and not run. And I used my koi coloring brush to put some shading on there, and the minute I touched it, the purple started to run. So it's always a good idea, even though you have used microns before and never had an issue, it's always a good idea to test what you're using before it touches your art. Make sure that it's compatible. Once again, this was pretty disappointing, considering that I'm a big fan of micron pens and have used them without issue many times, and to have that level of pigmentation loss. Excuse me. I was able to take my Tombow colorless blender and just draw purple up all over everything. So we won't be using any water-based media on these, on this one, because I've learned my lesson with this pen, even though I like it, that it is not color fast. Not sure what you do about that, though. You just don't put water on it, I guess. Let me know if you have microns with that you have problems with color running on. Each hole that you fill with ink brings the pattern together. So again, just sculpt your little hearts into whatever shape you want them to be. This is a really fun, forgiving pattern. I hope you guys find it as easy to draw as I did. Once I sort of got the hang of the points and where they go, that's really it. The elemental shapes on this, or strokes of the pen on this, are an S stroke that is used for the border, and a heart. I'm not sure that's an elemental stroke though. What is that? Two C shapes put together? Yeah, that's what it is. Two C shapes. Interesting thought. Uh-oh, the chatter's back. You guys are going to have to hear what's going on in my head again. It might not be pretty. Yeah, I worked hard in physical therapy today. My knee is so sore. Added weights on there. Of course, I'm driving and all of that good stuff, which is good. So I think Mari and I are both in a place where we really don't want to leave the house anymore. We're just okay in our little cocoon. That's not a very healthy attitude, but I understand where we're coming from. And so, you know, it'll take us a while to get back into the swing of things. I am really concerned about the resurgence of COVID in all the places that have opened back up. But like I said, I haven't watched the news in a while, and so I really don't know what's going on. I probably will need to do that tonight, even though I don't want to. So this is what it looks like as we have gone around a corner here. I really like it. I really like how this looks. So I think what I'm going to do is do another strand coming around this way. We'll see how we hook up, and then we'll see where we're at. We might add some more rows or columns here inside. We'll find out. Let's do another one. How that will work, but we're about to find out. So I'm going to aura these now. I tend to forget that. Let's make out a little bit here. I want you to notice how uneven and wonky my wavy lines are, and that it really does not matter to the coolness of the pattern. See if we can get them joined up at all. Yeah, no, I didn't expect anything else. Well, we'll see what happens. What happened is it's a mess. Let's fix it up. All right, here we go. Just take your time. Don't be afraid of wonky hearts, because you're going to have some as you move through here and turn and make curves if that's what you decide to do. If you're a beginner, you can start this out with straight curvy lines, if you will. You don't have to start off doing a curved string. Now the question is, do I want to handle this side the same way I did this side? Okay, so earlier when I was doing this, I made several different types of rows with different handling things differently. I guess that's the best way of putting it. I did one that I really liked, which if I try it here and I don't like it, I can take it right back out. And I'm not sure how well it will work because my lines are a bit messy. But what I did was I put these little diagonal hatch lines in. Now the only drawback to doing this form is that you lose the ability to sculpt the little edges down here between. However, if you're careful when you draw them in and really work with the curve of your line, then you usually will have something that's fairly decent. Like this example here worked out really well. Of course, I wasn't turning curve there, so but you can see even on the ones where I did things differently, like this one, that's still clearly a heart, and that's all we care about. When the eyes see it, they will see a heart, and that's really where we want to go with this. So I don't know if I will black this in or not. I think I'm going to leave it sit for a little bit and decide what else I want to do. Now, one thing you can do, and the question is, can I do it without getting in trouble? That's the question. So in this instance, instead of putting in another row, and if I wanted to put in another row, I easily could. I could just curve in and out, just like that, and put in a whole nother row. But what I think I'd like to do on this one is start here. And I think in this instance, I'm going to start from the line. And I'm going to add and then I'm going to end it right there. So I'm going to start sort of like an echo line or an echoed mirror. I don't know. It's too much thinking for me. So I'm going to bring my echo line out from here too, or my aura line, or in this case, an echo line. I'm going to carefully aura again. And bring it in like that. And then I can put extra elements here and here and still leave my middle form free. So let's try that and see how it works. Oh, I did not leave any room on that one. Okay. Please don't let him bark, baby. And you can see these are really simple to fit in, even if the section is just weird. Just keep drawing in your hearts. I haven't decided whether I'm going to black here or do something different, so I'm going to leave this even though these lines are a bit messy. And I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to start right about here, right on the line, and I'm going to mirror. And this gets a little confusing, but you just want your wide spots opposite each other. Oops, except for the pickup. That's pretty good. Okay, and then of course we're going to aura this. Or again, echo it. Since it starts and ends on the same line. It's not a big difference, and sometimes the difference between echo lines and auras is pretty slim. Again, not a big deal. But I do try to be precise with my information. Okay, let's go. I think I'm going to start on this one. I have a little bit more an easier time. So the end is going to go way over there. I'm going to have a teeny weeny one here. Just curve those lines right on around. Don't be scared that your heart is all wonky. It is going to all sort out in the end. That one's really close. I almost can't see it. All right. This is a bit of a tight space, I'll admit. I'll have to go back through here with a magnifying glass and decide what I'm going to do with these. Goodness. They have some really cool lamps that have magnification things on them that I really should get one. All right, we'll put that in the budget right along the pen with the pens. Okay, so this is how I'm going to handle the inside of this. I like the fact that I've still got a vaguely heart-shaped center here. I may do a little bit more on that. We'll see. Let's think. So on this, what I want to do, I think, is do the pattern straight across, or maybe diagonally would be good on this other heart string. So I think I'm going to do that, and I think I'm going to make this the waves on this a little bit larger. Like this. And I'm going to aura. Then I'm going to mirror it. Well, my version of mirroring it anyway. It's Cindy's version, and that's all right. I can live with it. Okay. Whoa. I really went off the beaten path on that one. Oh, I just made a huge mistake, didn't I? No, that's all right. I did it. Just gotta remember the string lines. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that aura off on that, since that's outside the string. Bring this in, and I'm just going to respect the string. Like this. And then I think I will fill this also. Okay, I think I'm getting a little loose with the pattern here. As long as the pattern's still not loose with me, we'll be all right. All right, almost there. So that is my form, and I think I'll put partial hearts in here. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right, so now, other than like putting the hatch marks on the background, things that you can do with this. You can aura your heart. That is fun. You can do a little decoration that's simple, like my favorite little dots and dashes. Something like that, although not sure how effective that is. The other thing that occurred to me almost immediately was to do the take heart strokes on this. And do aura lines or echo lines. And I'm not sure, sorry, that's really small. I'm not sure how effective it is on that example, but I found when drawing this in this way, it was really important to maybe not put the little button or the little dot. It's important not to put that up at the top if you're going to black, because you lose the dot in the black. And so just something to think about. Oh, I forgot this. And remember, you just want these lines to go at opposite angles from the ones that are next to them. Sorry about the examples, but you see where I'm going with that. Just draw your 3 lines or 2 lines, depending on the version that you're doing, and go from there. And that's a good idea and very much fun when it's a little bit bigger and you have more room to work on, and you do these types of lines. They become sort of woven where they come together. That's a very cool effect. Okay. You can leave these white in the background if that's what you want to do, and color your hearts. There are millions, okay, maybe not millions, but there's lots of different things that you can do with this pattern, decorating wise. And you know, I love the decorating. So what I'm going to do is leave you here today. Yes, I'm going to leave you with an unfinished tile, and I'm going to see where mine takes me, and I want to see where your creativity takes you. And if you're uncomfortable with all the extra stuff, just go for simple, beautiful, wavy lines and some cute little hearts in there, and you're going to end up with something that you really, really like. Okay? So I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. That is it for day 58. I'll be here for day 59. Don't forget, if you have not subscribed and hit the notification bell, you will miss stuff. So make sure you do that if that's what you'd like and you find value in this channel. Also, if you would like to check out the entire playlist for the 100 Days of Zentangle 2020, you can click on that or tap it right here. And here is another video for you to watch when you are finished with this one. So I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy, and I will talk to you then.